What if the secret to turning your hardest moments into your greatest strength had been known for over 2,000 years? Imagine moving through life's chaos with a sense of calm so grounded, no setback could shake it. The Buddha once shared, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." And in that one sentence lies a powerful truth. Your thoughts shape your world. Now ask yourself, what if every obstacle, every painful moment was actually a doorway to inner transformation? Sounds almost like a superpower, doesn't it? In this video, we'll uncover the timeless teachings of Buddhism that show you how to build unshakable peace, emotional strength, and true presence. Lesson 1. Obstacles are the path, not the problem. In Buddhist wisdom, obstacles aren't mistakes or misfortunes, they're invitations. Rather than avoiding them or feeling defeated, we're encouraged to lean in. Every challenge, no matter how painful, holds a lesson, an opportunity to grow wiser, kinder, and more resilient. By meeting life's hardships with curiosity instead of fear, we turn our struggles into stepping stones. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And the path forward is often found right through the heart of difficulty. Lesson 2. The power of presence. We spend so much of our lives haunted by the past or anxious about the future. But Buddhism gently guides us back to where life is actually happening, right here, in this moment. Mindfulness isn't just meditation. It's a way of living with awareness. Whether you're sipping tea, walking in nature, or just breathing, being fully present reveals a quiet joy beneath the noise. It's in the now that we find peace, not by escaping life, but by experiencing it fully. Lesson 3. Building inner strength through emotional clarity. True resilience isn't about never feeling pain. It's about not being consumed by it. Buddhism teaches us to observe our emotions without judgment, to recognize anger, fear, or sorrow when they arise, and then let them pass without clinging. This doesn't mean ignoring how we feel. It means responding with clarity instead of reacting from chaos. Through consistent mindfulness, we gain the strength to stay centered, even in life's most turbulent moments. With time, emotional balance becomes second nature, and we stop being controlled by our emotions, learning instead to gently guide them. Lesson 4. The quiet power of self-discipline. In the Buddhist path, discipline isn't about force, it's about freedom. It's the quiet, consistent strength that helps us rise above distraction and live in alignment with our deeper purpose. When we develop self-discipline, we train the mind to choose long-term peace over short-term pleasure. This could mean sticking to a meditation routine, eating with mindfulness, or simply showing up for yourself every day. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself, it's about honoring your values. With each small act of commitment, we build a life rooted in clarity, purpose, and inner fulfillment. And over time, that structure becomes the support system for your peace. Lesson 5. Letting go of the fear of judgment. How often do we shape our lives to fit someone else's mold? We edit our truth, silence our voice, and chase approval, all in fear of being misunderstood. But Buddhism reminds us, liberation begins when we stop living through the eyes of others. Your worth is not tied to someone else's opinion. The more you seek validation from the outside, the more disconnected you become from your true self. When you start living from within, guided by your values, your peace, your truth, you reclaim your freedom. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you stop abandoning yourself for them. And in that space, you'll find a life that's authentic, calm, and unshakably yours. Lesson 6. Strengthening the mind, the Buddhist way. In the teachings of the Buddha, true strength isn't found in force, it's found in the mind. Mental strength is what allows us to stay steady in the face of uncertainty, challenge, and change. But like any muscle, the mind must be trained. Buddhism offers tools for that training: meditation, mindfulness, and deep contemplation. Through daily practice, we learn to quiet the storm within, to detach from endless worries, and to find stillness no matter what chaos surrounds us. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about meeting it with calm and clarity. Modern life pulls our attention in every direction. News cycles, stress, distractions, they wear us down. But Buddhism shows us another path, a mind rooted in the now, present and aware. With mindfulness, we notice our thoughts without being swept away by them. With meditation, we build space between the noise and our response. And perhaps most importantly, we learn to let go, to release the futile need to control what's beyond our reach. So much suffering comes from clinging to the past or trying to force the future. Mental strength is knowing when to hold on and when to release, to face life with acceptance and respond, not react. This path also involves reshaping how we relate to ourselves and others. Practices like loving-kindness meditation help us cultivate compassion, first toward ourselves, then toward everyone we encounter. When we train the mind to focus on goodwill instead of judgment, we shift our entire emotional world. Buddhism doesn't ask you to deny emotions, only to understand them. By observing rather than obeying every emotional impulse, we build emotional clarity. This is how true strength is formed, not by hardening the heart, but by balancing it. With time, this inner strength becomes your foundation, allowing you to meet life not with fear or frustration, but with wisdom, peace, and resilience. Lesson 7. Embrace the beauty of impermanence. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies one of its most transformative teachings, impermanence. Known as anicca, this truth reminds us that nothing in life is fixed or permanent. Everything, our feelings, our relationships, our successes, even our struggles, is in constant motion, always shifting, always changing. This may seem unsettling at first. We crave stability, we search for something to hold on to. We want our joys to last forever, and we fear losing the people or things we cherish. But Buddhism invites us to see this differently. It's not the change that causes suffering, it's our resistance to it. The more we cling to what cannot be held, the more we struggle. But when we begin to accept impermanence, a new kind of peace begins to unfold within us. Letting go of the illusion of permanence isn't about becoming detached from life, it's about learning to fully appreciate it. When we stop expecting things to stay the same, we begin to treasure each moment more deeply. A conversation with a loved one, the feeling of sunlight on your face, the laughter shared over a meal. These experiences become precious, not because they last, but because we know they won't. Impermanence teaches us presence. It opens our eyes to the miracle of now. Instead of worrying about how long something will last, we can simply allow ourselves to enjoy it fully while it's here. This perspective also helps us deal with loss and hardship. When life becomes difficult, when we're hurting, grieving, or overwhelmed, remembering that everything is temporary can be a powerful source of comfort. Just as joy is fleeting, so too is pain. Nothing stays forever, not even the darkest night. This awareness can carry us through the hard times with greater grace and resilience. It doesn't mean we won't feel pain, but it reminds us that healing is always on its way. Beyond emotional resilience, accepting impermanence frees us from the pressure to control everything. When we're not attached to how things should be, we become more open to how things are. We let go of the exhausting need to predict, control, or hold on. Instead, we begin to trust the natural flow of life. We become more flexible, more adaptive, able to shift with life's changes rather than break under them. And this freedom, this openness, brings a quiet strength. We're no longer fighting reality, we're dancing with it. Embracing impermanence also invites humility. It reminds us that our achievements don't define us forever, and our failures don't doom us. Both are temporary stops on a much larger journey. This perspective helps us stay grounded, grateful in moments of success, patient in moments of defeat, life becomes less about holding on and more about learning, evolving, flowing. And so, in practical terms, living with impermanence means staying flexible and awake. When plans change, when people change, when we change, we respond not with panic, but with presence. We adjust, we grow, we move forward. Instead of resisting the river of life, we learn to float with it, sometimes swimming, sometimes still, but always moving. This doesn't make us passive. On the contrary, it empowers us to live more intentionally. With open hands and open hearts, we can greet each moment as it comes, not with fear, but with faith. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence is not meant to take something away from us. It's meant to set us free. When we stop clinging to what cannot stay, we begin to truly live. And in that space, between holding on and letting go, we find a deep, abiding peace that no change can take away. Lesson 8. The art of letting go, releasing attachment. Attachment lies at the core of much of our suffering, and Buddhism teaches that learning to let go of this attachment is essential for finding true peace and lasting happiness. Attachment, in this context, means the habit of clinging tightly to people, possessions, ideas, or desired outcomes, with the belief that they alone will bring us fulfillment. Yet, this grasping only leads to frustration and anxiety, because, as Buddhism reveals, nothing is permanent. We often tie our happiness to external things, whether it's a relationship, a job, a cherished object, or even our own beliefs. But when these inevitably change or slip away, our sense of stability crumbles, leaving us feeling empty and restless. Holding on too tightly creates a cycle of craving and fear. We become afraid of losing what we love or of never attaining what we desire, trapping ourselves in a web of dissatisfaction. But letting go of attachment does not mean renouncing joy or living in deprivation. Instead, it invites us to cultivate a balanced mindset, one where we can fully enjoy life's pleasures and meaningful relationships without becoming bound by them. It means learning to care deeply, but with freedom, not possessiveness. The first step toward this freedom is awareness. Mindfulness allows us to recognize the attachments that subtly shape our emotions and choices. By paying close attention, we might notice how much we depend on others' approval or how certain desires control us. This awareness opens the door to gently loosening the hold these attachments have over us. Letting go also grows from embracing impermanence, the understanding that everything around us is in constant flux. Relationships change, possessions fade, and even our thoughts and feelings are temporary. When we truly accept this, we can begin to release our grip without detaching coldly or becoming indifferent. Instead, we find peace in allowing life's natural flow, appreciating each moment fully without being consumed by the fear of loss. Beyond awareness and acceptance, letting go involves nurturing contentment from within. Buddhism encourages turning inward to cultivate self-love, compassion, and inner peace, qualities that create a stable happiness independent of external circumstances. When we feel complete inside, we are less likely to cling desperately to things or people outside ourselves for validation or security. In our relationships, this translates to loving without clinging or control. True love, from a Buddhist perspective, is unconditional. It honors the freedom of the other person and is grounded in respect rather than possession. This kind of love flourishes not because we demand or expect, but because we care deeply without strings attached. Another challenge lies in releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan, and when we fixate rigidly on how things should be, disappointment is inevitable. Letting go of these expectations opens us to new opportunities and allows life's unfolding to surprise and guide us, trusting that each experience serves a greater purpose. Perhaps one of the most profound releases is letting go of our attachment to the ego, our need to prove ourselves, to gain recognition, or to constantly strive for success. Buddhism points us beyond the ego's illusions toward a deeper sense of self, one that is not dependent on external achievement or approval. When we loosen the ego's grip, we discover a quiet fulfillment that no outer circumstance can shake. This journey of releasing attachment is gradual and requires patience and kindness toward ourselves. It unfolds through small, mindful shifts in how we relate to the world, bit by bit, loosening the tight hold that causes suffering. And as we do, we find ourselves lighter, freer, and more at peace, walking the path toward genuine happiness. Lesson 9. Cultivating daily gratitude. Gratitude is a profoundly transformative practice in Buddhism, one that has the power to deeply enhance our overall well-being and sense of happiness. Practicing gratitude each day means intentionally turning our attention toward the positive aspects of life, learning to appreciate what we have instead of dwelling on what's missing. In the Buddhist view, gratitude is far more than a passing feeling. It is a fundamental mindset that can reshape how we see and engage with the world around us. This practice begins with a simple but powerful shift in perspective. Rather than taking life's blessings for granted, we start to consciously notice and acknowledge them. It might be something as basic as appreciating the food on our plate, the shelter that protects us, the health we enjoy, or the people who care deeply for us. By bringing these gifts into our awareness, gratitude helps counterbalance our natural tendency to focus on what is lacking or going wrong. In Buddhism, gratitude is also intimately tied to the recognition of interdependence. Nothing we experience exists in isolation. Every aspect of our lives is connected to countless conditions and the efforts of others. Consider the food we eat. It depends on farmers, transport workers, and the nurturing forces of nature itself. Understanding this interconnectedness deepens our appreciation for the world and the complex web of life that sustains us. One of the most effective ways to cultivate gratitude is through a daily practice, such as keeping a gratitude journal. Writing down 3 things you are thankful for each day, big or small, strengthens your mind's ability to seek out positivity, even amid challenges. Over time, this simple habit nurtures greater happiness, improved relationships, and a more optimistic view of life. Gratitude also plays a crucial role in developing contentment. In a culture that often pushes us to pursue more wealth, success, possessions, gratitude teaches us to appreciate what we already have. It reveals that true richness lies not in accumulation, but in being fully satisfied with the present moment. This mindset doesn't stop us from striving to improve, but encourages us to do so from a place of contentment rather than lack. Mindfulness and gratitude are closely linked. When we practice mindfulness, being fully present, we naturally become more aware of life's blessings, whether it's savoring a warm cup of tea, feeling the sun on our skin, or sharing time with loved ones. This mindful gratitude increases our capacity for joy and fulfillment. Moreover, gratitude opens the door to greater compassion and kindness. Recognizing the kindness and support we receive naturally inclines us to give back and spread goodwill. It softens our hearts and reminds us of our interconnectedness, showing that our well-being is tied to the well-being of others. Gratitude also provides resilience during difficult times. When facing hardships, it's easy to be overwhelmed by negativity, but maintaining gratitude helps us notice the good amidst adversity. This balanced awareness doesn't ignore challenges, but offers hope and strength, enabling us to face difficulties with grace. Importantly, gratitude acts as a powerful counter to negative emotions like envy, resentment, and frustration. Focusing on what we have and appreciating it fully leaves little room for such destructive feelings. Instead, gratitude fosters satisfaction and peace within, shifting our attention away from comparing ourselves to others. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude extends beyond the easy moments to include challenges and difficulties as well. These obstacles are seen as valuable opportunities for growth and learning. By embracing gratitude even for hardships, we transform them into lessons that nurture our personal and spiritual development. Lesson 10. Prioritize inner peace. Inner peace stands as one of the highest aspirations in Buddhism, a profound state of calm, serenity, and contentment that remains steady regardless of life's external chaos. Prioritizing inner peace means consciously choosing to focus on your mental and emotional well-being amid a world that often feels overwhelming and unpredictable. It is about cultivating a deep sense of tranquility and balance, enabling you to face life's challenges with grace, clarity, and resilience. The journey toward inner peace begins with the understanding that true peace is an inside job. It doesn't come from achievements, wealth, possessions, or social standing, which the world often places so much value upon. Instead, Buddhism teaches that lasting peace and happiness emerge only when we turn our attention inward. This doesn't imply withdrawing from life or ignoring the world's demands, but rather engaging fully with a grounded and centered heart, a stable core that remains unshaken regardless of circumstances. One of the most effective ways to nurture inner peace is through meditation. Meditation quiets the restless mind, releases built-up stress, and reconnects us with our true selves. With consistent practice, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. This detachment from mental chatter creates space to see situations clearly and respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively out of fear, anger, or anxiety. Over time, meditation deepens our inner calm, helping us maintain peace even amid turmoil. Mindfulness is another essential tool for fostering inner peace. By being fully present in each moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment, we prevent our minds from spiraling into worries about the future or regrets about the past. This moment-to-moment awareness helps us experience life more richly and find peace simply by being here now. It also alerts us when our peace is disturbed, giving us the chance to identify and address what is pulling us off balance. Prioritizing inner peace also means letting go of what disrupts our tranquility. This might involve releasing attachments to material possessions, toxic relationships, or destructive thought patterns that fuel stress and anxiety. It calls for setting healthy boundaries, limiting exposure to negativity, saying no to draining commitments, and cultivating a calm, peaceful environment in our homes. By letting go of what no longer serves our well-being, we create room for peace to grow and flourish. Another vital element in maintaining inner peace is embracing acceptance. Life is unpredictable and full of changes, many of which are beyond our control. When we accept things as they are, rather than resisting or wishing them to be different, we reduce the inner struggle that arises from fighting reality. This acceptance doesn't mean passivity or giving up on growth. Rather, it means approaching life's challenges with calm understanding and a steady heart. Through acceptance, we learn to remain peaceful even when life doesn't go according to plan. Compassion is a vital element of inner peace in Buddhism. True peace is incomplete without extending kindness and empathy toward others. When we act with compassion, we not only uplift those around us, but also nourish our own hearts, fostering a deeper sense of calm and connection. Compassion allows us to move beyond the ego, easing conflicts and encouraging harmonious relationships. Approaching others with patience and understanding creates a peaceful environment in which everyone can thrive. Gratitude, which we explored earlier, also plays a key role in nurturing inner peace. By focusing on the blessings in our lives, we shift attention away from what's missing, quieting the restless dissatisfaction that disturbs our calm. This grateful mindset supports a tranquil heart and helps us appreciate life's richness, even in simple moments. Another important aspect of prioritizing inner peace is developing emotional resilience. Life's ups and downs bring a wide range of feelings, and it is natural to experience them. However, resilience helps us remain steady and peaceful even during hardship. This strength comes from recognizing that emotions are fleeting and learning not to be swept away by them. Through mindfulness and meditation, we observe our feelings without being controlled, maintaining peace regardless of external situations. Simplifying life is yet another pathway to inner peace. In a culture that often values busyness and constant activity, embracing simplicity can be profoundly calming. This might mean decluttering our physical spaces, reducing our commitments, or slowing our pace of life. When we simplify, we free ourselves from the stress of overwhelm, allowing space to focus on what truly matters, the things that bring us joy and peace. In Buddhism, inner peace is closely linked with the practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean indifference or detachment, but rather releasing the grip on things beyond our control, whether desires, opinions, or the need to be right. This practice reduces inner conflict caused by clinging to impermanent things. It frees us from emotional highs and lows, helping us maintain equanimity amid life's fluctuations. Prioritizing inner peace is a daily commitment. It doesn't happen overnight, but unfolds through consistent, mindful effort. This could include daily meditation, mindful breathing, moments of reflection, or simply taking time to relax and unwind. By making peace a priority, we lay a strong foundation for a life that is not only successful by worldly standards, but also deeply fulfilling and joyful. When inner peace guides our lives, we move with clarity, compassion, and contentment. We navigate challenges with steadiness and an open heart, creating ripples of peace that touch those around us. Making inner peace the cornerstone of life aligns us with Buddhism's deeper truths, crafting a harmonious, balanced, and joyful existence. These 10 principles are not mere ideas to ponder, but practices to embody. Embracing them can transform your life from within. Start integrating these teachings into your daily routine and watch your life change in beautiful and unexpected ways. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content about living a meaningful and peaceful life. Let us know in the comments which principle resonated with you the most.